sense that I don't see anything wrong with that career day. I mean, I work in Linwood. You go to Linwood Bridge. There's a mid-daily shop. All cashiers are white. You go to Cullinan Spa. You find white cashiers. You go to Bronco Spray. You go to boutique shops in Main Lane. There are white cashiers. So I don't know why people are saying there are no white cashiers. They've never seen them. Maybe they might say they have never seen them in ShopRite, in Spa, where largely black people shop. But go to other stores, you'll find white cashiers. I don't know why you are blowing this out of proportion. Mpo from Linwood.
Okay, Paul thinks this is being blown out of proportion. What do you think? I want to, I think we need to be very intentional because we understand the context and the history of this country. Like, I'm intentional about diversity in the content I do on the show. I'm intentional about diversity and representation in the guests I have on the show. So if I feel like we're having a conversation and all we have are white guests, I engage the producers on that. Or if it's all males, I ask, why don't we have a female in the three guests that we have? Why is it just all black males or all white males or black and white males? And that's because you need to be intentional about these things. When you post a picture, especially for an institution like Curro that has had racism and stereotypes scandals over the years, they have to be even more extra careful about what they put out on social media and how that may be viewed. So I think intention is quite important. So when you even do a picture like that you're going to post at Curro, where you're making a black child a cashier and you're making the white child someone who comes and is shopping there because they are a vet, they are a doctor, that speaks to the stereotypes. But if you're intentional, you're able to find a way to portray that image differently without playing into what historically has been the picture for black and white people in this country. I just think we need to be intentional, all of us, intentional about where you spend your money, intentional about the businesses you support, intentional about your team. How diverse is your team? Huh? And sometimes people don't care about that because they think when you talk about diversity, when you talk about inclusion and representation, they think, oh, you just don't want merit. You just want people to be brought in because, oh, this is someone who identifies as colored, or this is someone who's a member of the LGBTQI plus community, or this is someone who's black. No, that doesn't mean you compromise on merit. Doesn't mean that. It means you're intentional about going to find people because there are many people out there who will have the skills you're looking for. There's a female out there who can do that job. And if you're intentional about it, you make time, you go, you find the right people for that. Doesn't mean you compromise on the merit. And that's the intention I'm referring to. Thembisa, you're calling us from Johannesburg. What are your thoughts?
Good morning, Clement. Your thoughts are, they hurt me.
Mm.
I get emotional.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Some time ago, my granddaughter went to this institution. It was a preschool. And at the end of the year, they had a closing party. In that play, the children had, she was the only one who was a maid.
Mm.
And the other nations were either doctors, queens, pilots. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. And I never expected that institution to be like that. Because it was a religious institution. I thought they were non-racial.
Mm.
So, yeah, your topic, it touches me in a very bad way. And fast forward to that, that child, I didn't, it hurt me, but I took her to school, to again another institution, a religious institution.
Mm.
And then my granddaughter was so negative. I was surprised. What's wrong? But through the mercy of God, she is something today.
Mm.
That school didn't break in. I only catched later when we have a conversation that it was bad for the children. It was horrible. I'm sorry to be emotional, but
No. Don't
you know,
apologize for being emotional. It's okay.
yeah, just last week, Clement, I was looking at those pictures of that play in the preschool. I tore them up, and my heart was bleeding. How could I not known that is not the right place for the child? Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, how did your child feel when she was given that role as a maid? Because children are also innocent, Thembisa. They don't know much, right? So they see, oh, you're the black child. You're gonna be the maid in this play, and they get excited. They don't know. Did you explain at a later stage? Did you get a sense of how she somehow felt about that? I don't know how old she was at the time.
She was plus minus 5 years.
Oh,
Clement,
she's young.
me and my daughter and the father, we felt it, but we didn't want to transfer it to her because she was just an innocent child involved in a play. But parents must be careful where they take their children.
Did you raise it with the institution and demand answers?
I didn't. That was very bad of me.
It's okay. I mean, we've got lessons, Thembisa, and I think, and I know that not all of us have got the energy to go and fight the battles on behalf of our children. But I think where possible, we have to think about what we can do individually, even if we don't involve our children. A 5-year-old child doesn't know that mommy has a meeting or daddy has a meeting with the school principal about the play where the black kid was made a maid. And that's not to say in plays you shouldn't have that, but it's how you position things like that. Like, I'm interested to know, what's the reason? How did you select this black child to play a maid? Did you ever consider a white person playing a maid? We are playing into the stereotypes. And we need to take up the battle on behalf of our children. And I understand if you're a parent who is non-confrontational. I understand if you're a parent who feels I don't have the energy for this. Find a sister, find a friend, find your cousin who can take that matter up, because what you are doing through that process, you're not only saving your child, you're saving future generations, people that are going to come onto that school. And that school is going to be extra cautious on how it represents black people. Thembisa in Joburg, thank you for your call. Kustas in Midrand, what are your